Good morning. Okay, so I guess we're just going to go ahead and get started. This is the Delaware State Housing Authority HOME-ARP substantial amendment proposed substantial amendment public hearing. My name is Sydney and I'll be guiding everyone through this presentation. So originally, Delaware State Housing Authority was allocated $5,322,495 under the HOME-ARP program. But this funding is intended to benefit qualifying populations 1 through 4, 1 being literally homeless, 2 is at risk of homelessness, and 3 being fleeing or attempting to flee domestic violence, dating violence,
Elevated
sexual
Community
assault,
Development
stalking, or human
and
trafficking.
many more.
And then qualifying population 4 is just anyone that doesn't really fit into categories 1, 2, or 3, giving them the opportunity to still receive assistance under HOME-ARP. Initially, we had allocated money under supportive services, the acquisition, development of a non-congregate shelter, construction of affordable rental housing, and then administration and planning. And then we received an additional allocation of $71,490 for a new total HOME-ARP allocation of $5,393,985. With our new allocation, we have decided to put forth majority of the funding to the acquisition and development of a non-congregate shelter in the amount of $4,584,888. And then the remaining balance going towards administration and planning in the amount of $809,097. A couple of key notes for the acquisition and development of a non-congregate shelter. The property must be 1 or more buildings that provide private units or rooms as temporary shelter to individuals or families without a lease or occupancy agreement. And they must have in-unit sanitary facilities that are adequate for personal cleanliness. And another important note is that HOME-ARP funds cannot be used to pay for these shelters' operating costs. HOME-ARP does have a restricted use and minimum use period. So non-congregate shelter projects may be converted to permanent affordable housing or COC permanent housing. This is after the minimum use period. So depending upon the activity type, whether it be new construction, rehabilitation, or acquisition, there's different restrictions there. For the application process, we decided to use a targeted project-specific selection process as opposed to a competitive solicitation. The requirements to have received HOME-ARP funding will still be the same. This is really just to ensure that we can expand the capacity of non-congregate shelters within the state. Those are all the proposed changes that we have under the HOME-ARP program. And we do ask that any comments or questions be sent to me. That's sydney.inger@delaware.gov. And they need to be received by March 20th, 2026 in order to be reviewed and included into the allocation plan submitted to HUD. If you have any other questions or comments regarding any other Delaware State Housing Authority program, you can contact one of the people listed here. Does anyone in attendance today have any questions or comments? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Well, again, the opportunity is still there if you'd like to submit via email. Joe, did you have a question or comment?
Yeah. Yes,
Sure,
ma'am. In relation to the home grants, I hope you guys got a good process involved because I went through this with Newcastle County. They awarded me funding under the home program back in July.
Okay.
And to this date, I haven't seen a dollar of it because they keep coming up with different requirements, changing things. It's not really that clear, and the deadlines aren't really being adhered to. So somebody, when you're developing a project, you know, you're counting on the money start flowing in certain periods and certain amounts. And when that doesn't materialize, the whole thing collapses.
All right, I hear your frustration there. We are separate from Newcastle County as far as my understanding goes. Alice, I don't know if you have any direction or information as far as this goes.
So this funding is going to be used to where only nonprofits and for-profits can apply. So it's not individually based. But we will definitely note your concern in the plan. Absolutely. And thank you for that.
Yes, thank you. All right, well, I guess that concludes this here. Again, they can be submitted via email if anyone thinks of anything at a later date. Again, March 20th is the closeout for this hearing.
Right.
So again, thank you
My
for your
favorite
time this
girl.
morning, and we appreciate everyone's participation. Thank you.